What started out as a pretty uninspiring window for Spurs, with several rejections from players like Eberechi Eze, Morgan Gibbs-White, Savinho and Nico Paz, turned out to be a pretty decent window, with some big signings being completed on or just before deadline day. It was like Daniel Levy's final gift to the club before he stepped away as executive chairman of the club. With all the business they have been able to do this summer, that team now looks pretty scary. The attack has a lot of quality, the defense is solid, but people seem to be sleeping on their midfield. Well, we're here to wake everyone up, because this Spurs midfield is a big problem. And it's crazy because this was the team's weakest position at the beginning of the season, but now it might really be their strongest. Coming into the season, Spurs knew they would be without Dejan Kulusevski and James Maddison for long periods due to injuries, and that basically meant that they were starting the season with no attacking midfielder at all. This was why they had to use a flat midfield 3 when they went up against PSG in the UEFA Super Cup game. But well, what they definitely had coming into this season were defensive midfielders. They had Rodrigo Bentancur and the precocious and versatile teenager Archie Gray. But of course, those weren't enough, so they went out and got Juan Palhinha on loan from Bayern Munich. Remember, he already had experience playing in London, having previously played for Fulham, so adaptation was not an issue at all. He just hit the ground running, even scoring a big goal against City. We'd have included Yves Bissouma in that list of DMs, but we don't think Thomas Frank fancies him very much. If you remember, the coach left him out of the Super Cup squad and expressly stated that he made that decision for disciplinary reasons because the player had been late one too many times. So there's a possibility the Ivorian will be sold, loaned out, or just used sparingly over the course of the season. But even without him, Spurs have 3 solid options who can play at the base of the midfield. And interestingly, Bentancur can also play as a central midfielder, so it doesn't have to be him or Palhinha in the squad, they can both play together. And Thomas Frank will certainly be spoiled for choice because Pape Matar Sarr is actually a pretty fine central midfielder too, a very good box-to-box player. He has an incredible work rate, is pretty creative, and can hit a good shot every now and then. He's surely going to be a very vital piece of Thomas Frank's puzzle this season. If you remember, he was the one who set up the winning goal in the Europa League final against Manchester United. He was also one of the best players on the pitch in the Super Cup game against PSG. And let's not forget the teenage sensation Lucas Bergvall. Spurs really got a gem with this one. He plays with passion, desire and grit, and through it all, his superior quality always shines. With his versatility, we have no doubt that the Swede will be playing a lot of minutes this season. I mean, this kid can play as a central midfielder, left midfielder, defensive midfielder, and even as an attacking midfielder. Just slot him anywhere and he'll do a good job for you. But of course, the icing on the cake is none other than... You know what? Before we talk about him, are you subscribed to the channel yet? If you aren't, go do that right away so you never miss out on our amazing content. Have you done that? Okay, let's now talk about Xavi Simons. Despite having been linked with Chelsea for the most part of the summer, Spurs ended up snatching the former Barcelona midfielder in the last few days of the transfer window, and that signing might really be the one that turns things around for them. With Kulusevski and Maddison expected to miss large portions of the season, an attacking midfielder was one of the biggest necessities for Spurs in the summer window, which was why they tried to sign Gibbs-White, Eze and Nico Paz. They knew they desperately had to sign a number 10. And well, all that rejection ended up being a blessing in disguise, because one could argue that they ended up getting the best one available. Simons has played for big clubs like PSG, PSV and RB Leipzig, and even though he never made a senior appearance for them, he was brought up by the Barcelona Academy, a club known to produce some of the finest midfielders in the world. Xavi Simons has already won trophies in the Netherlands, France and Germany, and he even has a golden boot to his name, finishing as the Eredivisie top scorer in 2023. To score the most goals in a league from midfield as a 20-year-old shows you the type of quality we're dealing with here. He has all this experience, but he is still just 22 years old. Now, that's just insane, guys. This right here is the kind of signing that can elevate the entire team. But that's not even all. Spurs still have Mohamed Kudus, who can also play as an attacking midfielder. He played in that position several times for West Ham and Ajax. To be fair, what position can't this guy play in? He is literally one of the most versatile players in the league. Last season he played in 7 different positions, including attacking midfield, left midfield and even centre forward. So if anything happens to Simons or if the coach just wants to switch things up, he can still use Kudus as his 10 and he'll be more than fine. Also, with the club having added Randall Kolo Muani to the attack on deadline day, we expect Kudus to actually play a handful of games as a 10 this season. Thomas Frank can use a front 3 of Brennan Johnson, Kolo Muani and Solanke or Richarlison, which will then allow him to use Kudus as a 10. And it doesn't even have to be Kudus or Simons in the attacking midfield position. The Dutchman is pretty versatile as well. He can also play as a central midfielder or left midfielder. Heck, we've even seen him play as a winger and a false 9, so the coach can really have fun with this one. He can use Kudus and Simons as right and left 10s with Palhinha behind them against certain opponents. He can also use Simons as a box-to-box midfielder, leaving Kudus to play as the lone attacking midfielder. There are just so many ways he can play both those guys in the midfield. I mean, after all, Chelsea were looking to sign Xavi Simons and pair him with Cole Palmer, so yes, Simons can definitely coexist with another 10 in the team. And his ability to coexist becomes even more important in the long run when Kulusevski and Maddison eventually return from injury. Xavi's presence in the squad doesn't mean no other attacking midfielder can play, they can all play together. And hey, it doesn't even have to be a 3-man midfield, you know? We saw Thomas Frank use a 4-man and even 5-man midfield during his Brentford days, so there are just so many ways he can use what he has. What we're basically saying here is that Spurs have the ingredients in midfield and it is now up to the coach to make a very palatable meal for the fans to enjoy. And well, Thomas Frank is famous for being a very brilliant manager and something of a tactical genius, so it is really about to be scary hours for opponents in England and Europe. I mean, without Xavi, Kolo Muani, Maddison and Kulusevski, this team was able to push the mighty PSG to their very limits and get the better of Man City in their own backyard. Now that they've added some exciting new names, expect to see a much scarier and more exciting brand of football from the Lily Whites. We now want to hear from you guys. How do you predict Tottenham's season will go? How far will they go in the Champions League? Will they finish in the top 4 in the Premier League? Will they win a domestic trophy? Tell us what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also, turn on the bell notification so you never miss out on new content.
Do you want to make money with affiliate marketing? Join the Goal90 Shop affiliate program and start earning today. Get your unique affiliate link and exclusive discount coupon to share with your audience. Every sale made through your link earns you a 10% commission. No limits, just real earnings. Don't miss out. Turn your influence into income now.